All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to another episode of Old White Road. We're still waiting for our guests, but we are here with Digny, Neku, and Galaxy Red. Or we hope, or we'll just wait for everyone to get settled in. But we've got
Yep.
a bunch of good topics lined up. I'll bring it to Digny.
Hey, folks, I got rid of the sheriff and the marshal isn't in town. Come
Whoa, what
on,
happened to
laugh.
the deputy?
Oh, he got a cold at a Canadian convention.
I did.
Yeah, you did. My goodness. Deputy, what are you doing with that ring? But no, in all seriousness, folks, it's great to see everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I've slept for most of today because Thursday was a very busy day for me. I was on two shows, about 6 hours of live streaming. So it's great to see everyone. Hopefully, our guest will be here shortly. But if not, then
Oh,
the marshal is no longer in town.
oh, I guess I forgot to send him the. Oh shoot! I'll go
What the
say
heck?
oh
Wonderful,
shoot! Oh shoot!
wonderful, wonderful.
Should have done that
Great.
earlier.
I
But,
I
Yeah.
I thought.
Be
Yeah,
nice, Digny. Be nice. Be nice, Digny. Please. Please be nice. Okay.
no, that
I
was my fuck up. That was my fuck up. But
mm-hmm.
that's a good thing I
I don't
checked.
I don't have a 50, folks. It's either 0 or 100. Galaxy, how have you been?
uh, been all right. I'm currently just been playing some games on Steam. Just you know, just just to play them. So it's just for the last few days. But yeah. Other than that, I'm all right.
Good.
Got my obviously I'll go and have a stream like tomorrow and everything. But
Good. Well, hopefully you can keep the train on the tracks, Galaxy. How about you, Neko? How's your Canadian cold?
I'm on the second half of it. I'm starting to feel better, but yeah, convention went great. Got to DJ, even made some new friends.
Hmm. How interesting. New friends. I wonder how you made these new friends. Did you give them a good first impression?
You could say so. One of the
Hmm.
guys started talking Japanese and uh, caught my attention, and I was in suit, so he at first he's like, "Wait, are you also Japanese?"
Oh dear. Oh dear. Never put
yeah.
me in a room with a Japanese person. I'll be asking them to apologize for war crimes. But it's great to see everyone, folks, and hopefully we'll have a sort. I really don't like Japanese people, just to let you all know. I I've
You
only
have mentioned this time and time again,
yes,
Digny,
and I will never stop telling you I
and
don't
you are
like
in
the
the
Japanese.
minority. Unfortunately, yes, we know the war
Yes.
happened.
Yes, and they still haven't apologized for it. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some solid topics for today's show, and I will never be on a panel with a Japanese person. Korean, fine. Chinese, fine.
Hey,
Any
you,
other Asian, but not Japanese. Sorry.
yeah. Well, Pearl Harbor happened to America, not England. So what's your
No, no,
deal?
no. Pearl Harbor was the least of the issues with the
Well,
Japanese, but if
Digny has more of a problem with like what they did to the Chinese.
yeah,
And
and the
Koreans, which is
Australians.
very valid.
Yeah, and the Koreans and the Australians, the British, the Vietnamese, the Indians, the Burmese, the Thai people, the Indonesians, the Filipinos, the Taiwanese. It's just there's a reason Japan is not liked in East Asia. Let's put it that way. But if we ever do a network history show, folks, I'll be able to have a full 2 hours. Just imagine the title telling you every Japanese war crime in World
Oh, it'll
War
be like
II.
when Razor went off on Abraham Lincoln.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully his head doesn't blow up. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream, donations. are always welcome. We're going to start off with a light topic, because some of these topics are quite dark, like the Pikmin topic is very dark. But we'll get to that. Well, it will be very dark when Nintendo murders them. But the first topic, which I'll just
Yeah,
write down for
pretty
5 minutes, 5 minutes and 25 seconds. We're going to start off by talking a little bit about StarCraft and how it's gotten a new board game, which is very interesting. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know too much about StarCraft because I'm in my 20s. So we're gonna let panelists who are older than 50 tell us about StarCraft. So Galaxy, do you know what StarCraft
I am
is?
not over. I am not older than 50 for one thing, and for
No.
another, I don't really. I didn't really mess with StarCraft, so I don't know much about it either.
I'll
I
tell
know
you
a
this,
I know a little bit of
Galaxy.
Warcraft, but that's it.
I was
Yeah, I'll
playing
tell
the remaster, and my chat literally voted for me to stop streaming it.
Good.
I was really pissed. I know, because I was enjoying it. And I normally I'm not good at RTS games.
Oh goodness me, Dash. You have your finger on the pulse of topics. What should we talk about? Something the audience didn't want you to play. But no, it's all right,
Well, I
folks,
mean,
right?
it
My
was
audience
mostly-
does like tabletop a little bit, and really,
I
I was
think-
just scrambling to find topics, and this was one that Ironcaster actually suggested.
Well,
I
I'd
mean-
imagine it was also because Marshall was going to be on. That this would have been something he would have.
Yeah,
liked to
he
talk
would.
about.
But no, he should still be on. I did message him.
Okay, well, he's not here yet, so that's.
That's
Obviously, he is not here yet.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying we should have pushed this back to a
What's
topic.
done
Yeah.
is done. I want to talk
Okay.
about the Zerg swarm against Terrans because that sounds like something that someone with no mental illnesses would come up with. Okay. Now, folks, I will tell you this from what I know about StarCraft, it's one of those underrated franchises that doesn't really get the recognition it deserves anymore, quite frankly, because the people who make it, quite frankly, have dropped the ball. Because as custodians of a franchise, one of the main priorities is to keep it on the pulse of where things are at, okay? Being in the zeitgeist guarantees a franchise's survival in all avenues, whether it's in business, in politics, in pop culture. Look at Star Wars, right? Star Wars has completely fallen off under Disney's rule because they no longer have a finger on the pulse of the zeitgeist, right? From the Empire against the Rebellion to the Republic against the Confederacy, and then Disney was like, well, let's just repeat the Empire against the Rebellion. Let's just do that. Let's just make a worse version of the original trilogy. And then the finger was completely off the pulse. In StarCraft's case, it's very simple. They had the zeitgeist, and then they let it go. They let it fade away because priorities were elsewhere. Priorities were on other projects.
Warcraft.
Yeah, they stopped making stuff for StarCraft for a long time. And so that's
They could have made a World of StarCraft game.
They had like a spin-off of the series coming, but then that got canceled. It was called StarCraft Ghost, which is a third-person shooter type of game.
Yeah, you play as that girl from the first game.
So the reason this franchise dropped off was because the makers of it decided to pursue other projects.
Yeah,
very
they decided to
similar.
pursue Warcraft.
Yeah, very similar to that of, say, Bungie, when they just let Marathon fade away and started their Halo project, right?
Please don't let them start bring back StarCraft and do the same thing to the bar. No, like I say, don't let them do the same thing that
they will.
Bungie did with Marathon.
You got to bring back every franchise, Galaxy, and just shit all over it. Shit all over it so that no one can rebuild our popular culture with old intellectual properties, okay?
Well, they're running out of shit to revive. That's for damn sure. I mean, it won't be long before they bring back Buck Rogers.
Well, and the audience is pushing back too, because apparently the Robin Hood, quote, live action movie was canceled.
Lol.
Good.
Yeah,
But
I
the
mean, how
guy,
would they work? Like, would they still be furries, or
I think so. It would be kind of like
What?
how The Lion King was made.
oh,
How would
oh
they?
yeah,
But they
quote unquote live action, but there's no human
know.
actors at all.
well that doesn't make sense though because we're actually like they were upright animals and I didn't know so kind of hard to do
hey,
that.
Galaxy,
But, yeah.
Galaxy, Cats was a movie.
Yeah, they had real
Cats, you
people though.
remember that?
That
No.
we do not
So
talk
uncanny.
about cats. We do
They were
not.
real
people
Nobody
in cat
talks about
suits.
cats.
It was horrible.
Why, Dash? Why not? Because
It
you
was
like the
horrible.
movie?
No, like everyone hated that movie. Furries
Mm.
hated that fucking movie. Like it was like one of the worst adaptations of all time, from what I understand.
And one
And
day,
no one likes James Corden.
that too. And one day, that's what's going to happen to StarCraft. Why? Because when you abandon a franchise and pick it up again, there's a reason it's being picked up, especially in this day and age, over the past decade. Things are brought back so they can be murdered, folks, not destroyed, murdered. And I'd like to thank the typer of this article. What was his name again? Something Mexican.
Jeffrey
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Dom Sanchez.
Jeffrey Dom.
Yeah,
Neku
well, I
must
mean
like
it is Dom, but
I was thinking of
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Epstein.
Dahmer.
Jeffrey Epstein Sanchez, folks. Let's scroll down. Scroll down.
Yeah, it's a very, very short article.
Yeah,
Wait,
very short, very sweet.
wait,
He's
did they really
managing.
say? Sorry, I was
Hmm?
gonna say. Did they say that the StarCraft board game is gonna cost $229?
Oh, you don't know how expensive tabletop can get, Galaxy. Like
It's ridiculous.
That's way too much. I think anyway.
It's ridiculous. This
I
industry,
mean, 100
this
maybe, but
this
yes.
tabletop industry, Galaxy, exists solely to suck the financial capital out of neurodivergent people.
Mm.
If they
Which
were
is-
manufactured
prove
in
him
the
wrong,
West,
right,
I
guys?
could accept it. What?
Go ahead, Neko.
I was just saying, if it was manufactured in the West, I could accept that. But considering almost all these games are produced in China, it did not cost nearly that much to make. Even
apparently,
Yeah.
I mean, apparently it's getting like some sort of crowdfunding and stuff. So the fact that they're still pricing it that ridiculous, like out of crowdfunding, is nuts.
No, Neko doesn't understand that while it costs, say, $20 to make it in China, it costs $200 to ensure it's safe. Come on, laugh. Laugh at my
I'm
bad
laughing.
jokes.
ha 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 ha.
Okay? Right? You don't understand the Chinese market. Most of the cost from China is safety cost, because without the safety cost, they will literally make player pieces out of cadmium or out of uranium, because the Chinese don't care. They will literally
That's
use
unfortunately
toxic chemicals.
true. It's a big problem with people buying off Xeen and Temu. That's why I tell everyone not to.
Yeah. I can't wait for a neurodivergent parent to name their kid Timu.
I do
Can't
not
wait
like
for
the
that.
term neurodivergent. It's just
Would
a
you
blanket
prefer
old term for
retarded?
the disabled.
Would you prefer retarded?
Maybe in some instances.
Right. Well, I'll tell you this, folks. Having an Omega worm miniature is a very retarded thing to do, quite frankly. Okay. And I like this article because we can show it as one picture. You know, most articles, right? You have to scroll down and down and down, advert, down and
Mhm.
down and down, advert. What I like about this article is that we can just look at it, right, on a single page. Plus, article writers will enjoy this format because this doesn't even take 5 minutes to do, right? Jeffrey Dirty Sanchez has literally unlocked the code for a successful article, right? Make your point, provide information. That's it. On a topic most people over 30 would be concerned about, but everyone under 30 will not understand, right? Right? I could probably speak about this, give it a different name, and convince boomers to give me their money, okay?
Say it's
Zerg
Buck Rogers.
Swarm.
Say it's a
Yeah,
Buck
yeah,
Rogers game.
yeah.
All I
And
know
for
about
old,
StarCraft
Or-
is the more
He's saying
pylons meme.
Zerg, he's saying Toy Story.
Yep.
Emperor
Construct
Zurg.
additional pylons.
yes, yes, Buckback Rogers. That's for the
That and the
gay
Zerg
community.
Swarm. The Zerg
The Zerg
Swarm. And I experienced the Zerg Swarm while playing. They literally just rush you and they overwhelm your base, like in those levels.
So basically, one of those. They're essentially Tyranids,
They are like Tyranids. They are a lot like Tyranids.
except Zerg is easier to say. And Terran is a very interesting word, folks, because the reason we don't call ourselves Terrans is because the term Terran was also the inspiration for the term terrorist. That's why humans are not called Terrans. That's why Terran is used as a science fiction term instead of the actual term for humans, because from the word terror derives the word terrorist. So there's a fun fact for you folks. The reason Earth is not called Terra is because of terrorism. It's as simple as that. Okay? But apparently there's a rebel Terran army led by towelheads from the 5th dimension. Ooh. Now give us $230 and wait 6 months for the next fucking slop we make from China. Okay? You neurodivergent lot. We call you that in the promotional materials so that you like us and we get good reviews. But behind the scenes at Activision Blizzard or whoever made this bloody thing.
Oh, it's a license. It's a license thing. Someone paid Blizzard so they could use the IP that they don't give a fuck about.
You get a license to use StarCraft. You got a license.
Yeah,
Where's
Angry
your
Joe has done
StarCraft?
similar for other franchises making board games.
Neku,
Oh, I didn't know he had his hands in tabletop.
Yeah.
Neku, where is your StarCraft license, hey?
Oh, one sec, BRB.
Oi, you got a StarCraft license.
No, I work at Activision Blizzard and I like feeling up my female employees. But I got a license for StarCraft making. Like, come on. Why are you working with a company that will literally call you retarded behind your back and feel up your sister if she's working there? Okay? Let's face facts here. Activision Blizzard's not a good company. Most of their franchises, especially in regards to Blizzard, are on their last legs. The only good thing about that company is King, because they make Candy Crush, which is basically, let's get every single woman over 40 to play an addiction simulator.
Well, and Blizzard
take
proves
all
the
their
theory
money.
true. The companies that virtue signal the most have the most skeletons in their closet.
Yep.
Yes.
They proved that time and time again. You know, there was
Multiple
actually an
times.
attempt by Grums and some other people saying that the whole Blizzard scandal was actually just some, like, 4D chess to, like, get rid of all the Chud developers and replace them with more Karens. But the problem is Bobby actively was a part of that cover-up. So that's not true.
Well, I'll tell you this is an interesting question to ask Grums. It's like, did you see any sexual assaults during your time at Blizzard? Because it did happen. Let's face facts, folks. It did happen. It's a documented case. One of the main reasons why Activision Blizzard sold out Xbox and to Microsoft was to essentially survive the sex scandals going on there.
And let's not forget Mr. Oh my God, an all-white dev team, Jace Schreier, tried to cover it was part of the cover-up and admitted to being part of that cover-up, but he just forgot to report it.
Yes, because his name is Jason, folks. And you know what Jasons do? They do all sorts of crazy things, right?
Especially
I'm
on
not
Friday the 13th.
exactly, which is today. Now, I'm not against employees having a good time with each other, especially if it leads to success financially, because what better way to reward your employees who have done great things than by letting them fuck each other? I think it's a good idea, right? But not at the expense of the company. I mean, imagine if Neku worked as a DJ, and if he did such a good job DJing, he could have a gangbang, right? And get paid as well, right? Everyone wins, and everyone's having a great time. It's not at the expense of the company and of the product that you're making, right?
And, just look at content creators. They have their meetups.
Yeah, they have their meetups, they have their content houses. It's very interesting, folks, that it's the circle. It's the circle that pushes us into the coil of history. Pop culture, gaming, politics, business, they're all the same. They all apply to the same structure. Okay? Content creators, for example, they have these creator houses, or they go to these cons, or they go to Vegas, and they do all sorts of things, right? They share hotel rooms and that sort of thing. They share content houses. And, you look at Activision Blizzard, I'm sure they were sharing a few things while they were making great games and rewarding each other for great successes. Now, I wasn't there. I can't give you any specific details, but it's a documented fact that it happened. And I'm sure if it happened and we're aware of it, there are other things that we're not aware of that are even worse. Okay? And this is why no network show will ever have any kind of meetups, folks, because I don't want to fuck my fans, okay? And I don't want my fans fucking each other, okay? Because let me tell you this, most, not all, but most meetups between creators do end in one of two ways. Either everyone hates each other or everyone's fucking each other. And that's really a sad thing, isn't it?
And as the saying goes, don't stick your dick in crazy.
Yep.
Exactly. Which is 95% of content creators. But best of luck to StarCraft. You're going to need it. Especially, things are so bad that you need a license to make it. It's awful.
And since I don't know much about StarCraft, could we go back to the article? One thing caught my attention.
Oh yeah. Right away. Yep. I'll get it back up. Nope.
Okay, so if you scroll up a bit to the top.
Yeah.
Yes, The Last Starfighter is getting a graphic novel. Now that's something I know about. I love that movie.
Last Starfighter. Trying to
it
see
was
if I remember it. Was it an animated film?
No, it's live
it
action.
was a 80s movie, and it was actually one of the first to use computer graphics.
Nice.
Pretty good film too.
Yeah, it's a little bit niche. It doesn't have a big audience today, but
Yeah.
I personally love it, and it's a shame it never got a sequel.
I'll tell you this, Neko, right? There aren't enough black people in this, so we have to cancel it.
Damn.
Well,
Can't they
funny
just...
you mention that one of the characters is
Racist.
an alien and he was black. So but you don't see his. You don't see his,
Racist.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
yeah, that's him right there on the right.
No, still not enough black people. Need more black people, and they can't be aliens. Make the aliens white. That's actually a very interesting trope in science fiction. One of the ways they managed to get more diversity into projects was to cast all the minorities as aliens. Why?
Mhm.
To make it more likely people would be receptive to having minorities on television.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Are you
not
talking
not
specifically
surprising,
about
but
Stargate?
No, I'm talking about science fiction in general, because they also did that a lot in
like early
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek. Hmm.
Yeah.
Not just early Star Trek, but they also did it during the 80s and 90s, even.
Yeah, the first season of TNG had that.
Yep.
Well, it's also kind of funny because when you looked at the Star Wars Outlaws, like I was watching people play it, and I noticed like they tried to make the Tieflings look more black. No, not
Yes.
the Twi'leks, not the
Oh, the
Tieflings.
Yes. For obvious
oh,
reasons, because it's a great way, guys, of getting more diversity, inclusivity, and equity, DIE, which is the proper name for it, into various projects, especially in science fiction, is that if they're an alien, they're a minority.
because we
Haha.
can't just have a science fiction world. No, we have to push in real world
Yeah,
politics as
because
ham
the
fisted as possible.
Disney did the opposite thing where they literally like killed all the aliens off screen, replaced them with like very grayish looking creatures that are just Jim Henson rejects, and then just filled everyone else with minorities in brown jumpsuits.
Yes. Yes, because all of those diverse people, when they took over the New Republic, genocided aliens on the Empire's behalf. But speaking of genocide, folks, let's talk about console gaming, and let's talk about how you need an internet connection to play Crimson Desert on the PS5.
All
There we
right.
go. We'll just write it down for 27 minutes dead. If you haven't already, folks, like the stream, share the stream. Donations are always welcome. Now, when it comes to Crimson Desert, from what I've seen of it, it's a very, very ambitious project, right? With a lot of depth in terms of the world, a lot of features in it. And my issue with Crimson Desert, it's an issue I have a lot, I have to deal with a lot doing what I do. Overpromise, underdeliver, right? The bigger your world is, the
Mhm.
harder it is to fill it up. And like, really, it's
Yeah.
it's like with a
Well,
bowl,
Yeah,
right?
well,
The
a
bigger
lot
the
of
bowl,
people are turning against it right now because they
not
announced
because of this.
Denovu for the
Yeah.
Galaxy. They announced
no,
Denovu.
interrupting Galaxy. Fuck you, Dash.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, like,
Yeah, well, I
yeah, I
want to
know they got the Novo,
explain.
and it's, yeah, I know. It's
You,
like,
you gotta. Okay, so they announced Denovu last minute for the PC version, so they upset the PC people. Then they announced that not the full game won't be on the disc because it's literally the PS5 can only hold like about 100 gigabytes, and it's way over
Ridiculous.
that. So like
It's ri-
instead of doing two discs like Square
What?
Enix did. Yes, I know. I said
okay.
yeah. So they
Oh,
instead of
oh,
doing
okay, Dash. Just calm down. Like I have to calm
I
down
know.
now.
I'm literally fighting Galaxy to get my point across.
What with two dicks?
Two dicks.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, if only.
ooh,
But yeah.
ooh.
Anyway, that's this thing. Like they pissed off the console base, and some the PC fans especially hate this fucking Denovu stuff.
Mhm.
I've been able to run games with Denovu just fine. It hasn't really like fucked up my performance
Me
too
too,
much.
mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys. First of all, right, I'm gonna let Neku answer this question. Okay, Neku, do you know what Denovu is, or however you fucking pronounce it?
Yeah, Denuvo is a anti-piracy program, and a lot of gamers hate it, as Dash was pointing out, because it's known to drop frame rate and just, in general, hurt performance.
Right. Folks, let's make it clear. Piracy will always exist, especially if the industry at large continues to overpromise and underdeliver. Crimson Desert is a $70 game It is essentially a single-player version of Black Desert, which is, an online-only game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I wouldn't
And
really
I
say
want to
it
make,
though. Well,
Yeah, this game
I
was
want to make,
mostly funded with Black Desert money.
yeah,
yeah,
because
but
the
I wouldn't
guys who,
say it's supposed to be a single player Black Desert. That was the original plan, but they changed that, so it's not that anymore.
Yeah, but I think it does take place in the same universe.
well, the reason
I
they
don't know
changed
if it
that,
does, because
well,
if it did, then
Galaxy, the reason they changed that was because Black Desert has a notoriously bad reputation of
no.
overpromising and underdelivering. It does,
Mm.
quite frankly. And those who support the project do so because they're very passionate about the world that's been built there, rather than the game itself. That's why a lot of people are excited, or at least were excited for Crimson Desert, because it could finally meet the expectations that Black Desert originally set out, quite frankly. Now, I want this game to succeed, but as I
Same.
said before, it's a big bowl. It needs filling.
Well, it looks pretty full. Like they've someone documented how many bosses, how many enemy variants are actually like in the game. There's apparently like 72 like bosses or
Well,
something.
if it's starting out like this, right, it's going to be expanded upon because that's how this industry works now. You don't just
DLC.
make a game. You don't just make a game dash, release it, and then leave it alone. When was the last time that happened to a game? You make it, you release it, you leave it alone, you make the next game. Remember that?
Well, it's the same
Well, a lot of
philosophy
times
that led Highguard to release their game in the state that it was, and they literally went out of business because they didn't have enough people to
Good,
sustain a player base.
good. It was 45 days too much. What was that, Galaxy?
well, I mean, I don't think they actually had any plans to do any DLC for this, but they've had obviously they're going to have patches and stuff too to fix things, but other than that, I don't think they're adding anything else to it.
Like so many things that didn't exist in the games industry 10, no, I'd say 20 years ago, right? Have just been normalized, right? The idea of patching. Do you know what you patch, folks? You patch broken clothes. You don't patch games. You patch broken clothes because they're ripped, right? Patching is a sign of a broken product released. We have normalized this to such a point where almost every game that gets released these days needs at least one or two patches, right? Right? You don't patch something that works. You patch something that doesn't. And it's just been
Not
completely
always,
normalized.
not always.
Well, I think like the big problem is that like there are a lot of people are having a lot of doubts now, like 7 days out when everyone was really hyped for this game. But this is their first single player game. People are worried, like especially people keep bringing up Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
and kind of like how that kind of like broke the faith a little bit in like just releases and pre-orders. I have the deluxe edition physical like pre-ordered on Amazon. Like it's pretty much like sold out, so I don't want to relinquish my spot and cancel the order. But
Mm.
I'm starting to get a little bit worried if I should.
You should never trust anyone or anything that overpromises because they will always underdeliver, right?
I just want
We
a good
should
single player game. I don't need like all these robots or extra features and shit. I just want a good single player fantasy game that doesn't like completely suck.
well, if the opening
No.
round dash, if the opening salvo and startup for this is 4 hours, right? Because not everyone's system is super quick. So it takes an hour or two to download, right? Like it always does with very big games, or maybe even longer. Then the tutorial section, the opening section, is about 4 hours long. Then you enter this massive biome, right? Deserts, of course, it's called Crimson Desert. You've got forests, you've got high peak mountains, you've got 72 bosses, you probably have multiple towns, a few cities. That's a very, very big bowl that needs filling.
Yeah, you're kind of wrong on a couple things there. They didn't. There's one, obviously. There's no actual tutorial like that in a way, because I mean they said like right out at the gate you can go anywhere you want, like right away. Like there's no.
I saw an
Probably
article
the
making it
intro.
clear.
The intro between, like, they say the game really begins after the Grey Horn camp gets raided.
Grey Main.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like all the prelude stuff, like the setting the
Yeah,
story.
but that's not going to be like hours long. I mean, gosh.
I don't know.
Well,
Final
when-
Fantasy 16 had a 2-hour long prologue.
That's Final
So
Fantasy
it's not a-
16 though. It's Square.
It-
They
it's
always
not-
do long ass prologues.
It's not unprecedented, though. We are dealing with an industry that wants to hold your hand constantly, Galaxy. Right? That's not a good thing for the vast majority of.
This is also a Korean
gamers.
developer though, so I don't know what you think they're going to hold your hand that much. They don't usually do it that
I
much.
think
there
they
in
will.
Korea.
Because
Yeah.
when you look at how Black Desert got to where it is today, it had many, many stumbling blocks before it became a celebrated project that served as a foundation for this one. We have to remember that this is the first single player game that this company has made in a very long time. Very long
So
time.
we got to shit on them, right? You were saying that if it doesn't do well, you got to shit on them.
Exactly.
No,
Because that is
no,
the
that's not how
basis
that
of
works.
the basis of content creation is to highlight the problem, find solutions, and be the change we want to see, Galaxy. If that
No,
is
that's
not
not
the
how you're-
basis,
that's not how
if
you're
well,
sounding.
I'm highlighting a problem, which is what this topic is centered around. I'm trying to find solutions, and usually the best way to find out a solution is to call out the problem and do the opposite of it. It's very simple stuff. I want Crimson Desert to succeed. The fact that it's $70 is a red flag. Another red flag is that it's literally called Crimson Desert. You know, crimson, red. Haha. Right? The fact that it's always online, that's another red flag. And I don't think we as creators should normalize these potential problems. And I think the industry at large tries to normalize patching culture, mass DLCs, potential monetization, the fact that you have to have, what was it called again? De novo or whatever
Yeah.
it was, right? Normalizing things that weren't the case 20 years ago, that weren't the case when gaming, console gaming, PC gaming really started out.
Oh, this is
And-
another thing I wanted to talk about with this
Mhm.
topic. Would you say that the 48 gigabytes for the disk, even though it has partial game data on it, does that make
Mhm.
it like half a key card, or like would you say it's like the same as a key card?
Well, I think it's I can only speak for myself in regards to this. If the game's not on the disc, that's a red flag in that of itself. But it's been completely normalized because of digital gaming, right? You can just upload, download, reload, and deload. Okay, folks? Remember when games were on the cartridge? Remember when games were on the disc? And if the disc scratched, well, your game doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work like that anymore. Discs for consoles are like portals, like a key to open a door. That's all they are now. And it's sad. It's sad that we're in this position. But
Yeah, even
that's the way it's got to
Starlink
be.
on the
I'm
Switch.
still going to be playing the game regardless, so whatever.
Oh,
Well, but
Starlink?
I want this project to succeed, Galaxy, but considering how expansive it is, it's got to be costly, which means we could be looking at a situation where hundreds of thousands of people play it, peak on Steam. It gets millions of sales, and it barely breaks even.
Nick,
Right.
what were you saying about
Maybe.
Starlink?
It had a similar problem, at least on the Switch. You needed a 9 gigabyte download to play the rest of the game.
I see. I only got that game digitally. I'm thinking about playing it again just for the Star Fox stuff.
Same. I bought the bundle that came with the R-Wing.
Nice.
I can tell you guys this, right? In the games industry, the only thing that really matters is if it makes a profit or not, right? A former Blizzard's, he was either a dev or an executive, made it clear that if you don't make $1 billion a year on average, we're firing 1,000 staff. He was literally told that,
Yep.
and put
Recently.
and a lot of pressure was put on him, which is why he ultimately left. Right? This is an industry that does not demand good games. It demands you make money. That's why, right? Starfield, not really a good game. It's just a Bethesda game, but it made a shitload of money. Okay,
It
is
made a
made more
shitload of
money.
money off the brand and goodwill of your past games.
Well, think about this, Dash, right? After the disaster of Fallout 76, Bethesda's brand was shot, it was dead, right? The reason people embraced Starfield was because of the fact that it was something that was decades in the making. It was primarily a passion project. And with the support of Microsoft and Xbox, it was really propelled into the zeitgeist. Now, was it a good game? No. Was it the Bethesda game? Yes. Did it make money? It made a shitload of money. And that's what counts, even if its legacy is that of a mid game that got demolished by a very not very, but an old gentleman who used to be fat and is still bald with fucking pronouns, right? Right
Oh,
now,
classic.
for all we know, right, Crimson Desert could be Game of the Year 2026. But because of all the resources, time, effort, and money put into this expansive project, it could barely break even. Right? And that is why you don't, originally for your first project, you don't go all in with a massive game. You get the basics right. That's why when you look at other RPGs, especially Western RPGs, they start smaller and more basic and then work their way up to be massive. And then they ultimately fail. Look at Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a perfect example of this. Origins, 2, Inquisition, and then ultimately Veilguard. How do we know in 20 or 30 years the Desert franchise, as it'll be known, will face a similar conundrum?
Well, it all
But I
depends
think
on this game. I think the MMO will hang on because it's still around already. But yeah,
I
like
just
you know,
look at
I'm just
I
I
just
don't
look
know,
though,
like
Dash. If you scroll up, I look at that sentence the Pirate Nation typed. Crimson Desert's PS5 physical edition won't run without internet. One red flag. Requires 48 gigabyte day one download. Another red flag. There are 2 red flags in one fucking sentence there. And if
I
you
don't
add
think it's
enough of
always
them up,
online. That doesn't make sense for a single player game.
exactly, unless there's a multiplayer component that I'm not aware of. I'm willing to change my perspective based on new information, folks. Dragon Age Inquisition had a
So
needless
where is he getting the
multiplayer section.
information that it won't run without internet? Because he doesn't say.
Oh, hey!
What?
Nintendo's lawsuit over tariffs has been automatically paused. How did
Okay, where's that
happen?
information from?
Pirate Nation.
No, where is it? Where is he getting the information from?
He
See,
doesn't cite
he does this
sources.
stuff.
He doesn't cite his
Yeah,
sources.
yeah,
He
he doesn't
probably
cite
got it
any
from Reddit.
sources. Same thing with the other one. You don't know where he's getting the information from.
You can make that
Yeah.
argument, Galaxy, with most internet coverage, right?
Yeah, but some people have sources when they post their stuff. This is not even having any sources.
How about
just
how
posts
about my
stuff.
source? How
His
about
source
is
is
this
he has 300K followers.
exactly? That's
That's
the
not a
world
source.
we live in. In the same world, where you don't own your own games is the same world where creators source creators who source creators who source creators, right? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Why? Because a content creator is more trusted than fucking CNN. That's why,
Exactly.
Well,
right?
no,
I could,
they should. You know, you still need to like have like a where you're getting the thing from,
On principle, yes, but this
especially
is
for
just
something like
how
this.
the
It's
thing
just-
is. The thing is, people would rather believe like someone on the internet than they would like a games journalist or someone at Fox or CNN.
I'm
well,
not
I
going to
wasn't talking
source.
about games journal. It's just like anyone like show a screenshot of it or something and saying, "Hey, what?"
Oh
And
man.
what's he going to source? He's going to source PC Gamer and fucking Kotaku, who make up shit as well. I can make up a
No, I mean,
headline. Breaking
if
news.
someone else
Breaking.
actually played the game,
Here, I'll have Grok run a
No, I don't want to ask that clanker. I don't want to ask. Go away, clanker.
Language.
I create the news. Breaking news. Dash and Neku are in a committed relationship after Neku engages in
It does-
polygamy.
Oh
What?
gosh. No.
Damn.
Say, look,
I was not aware of this.
I am, right? Because that's the world we live in, Galaxy. If enough people believe in something, it will happen. That is of the people, by the people, for the people. And if Crimson Desert gets
well, it's
invaded
stupid
by
if it's not
De
true,
Nouveau
but okay.
and enough people call it out and condemn it, guess what? It'll fade away. De Nouveau,
Digny's the
not
new
Crimson
Pirate
Desert,
Nation.
right? I do not dress up as a furry. I do not dress up in women's clothing, Neku. How dare you? Right?
Are you
I-
insinuating Pirate Nation does?
He does.
Apparently he
Yeah.
does, according to Cassie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know where she
Yeah.
gets that information. Well, I mean, hopefully she cites it, but
Right?
Hmm.
The mindset that content creators have to have some sort of journalistic standards is mind-boggling to me. We're ordinary people.
Yeah, but if we're using them as our source, that's kind of stupid. We need to have.
well, we're just taking it, and it's like we're not like saying like, oh, it's true, because like if it isn't true, and someone says no, it isn't true, but I'm willing to bet, like, since this is a pretty big story about the lawsuit, I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't
like,
talking about the Nintendo thing. And like even Nintendo thing is part of it, yes, but the other one too for Crimson Desert, we were literally
I
on
think
the
the
topic
source was I don't know that what's that site called? Digital Foundry. I think that's the source.
Right. But we have
Well, I
to
didn't
understand the
see anything
mindset. We have to understand the mindset, Galaxy. The thing people want is trust, right? If you trust
Okay, well, I
someone,
don't trust that. Then that's what I'm saying.
You don't
They're
trust
not-
Pirate Nation, but he's never been wrong, ever.
he's almost never been wrong, Dash.
No, I'm
apart from
joking. He
wearing
has been
women's
wrong a
clothes,
couple of times.
right? And that is the basis by which we do what we do, right? Trust. And looking at the way things are going, there are no journalists anymore. The world you long for doesn't exist, like 9/11, like the world before 9/11. The world you long for, where you can easily get news and reviews clearly, that's gone now. You live in a world of narrative control. Do you want it to succeed? Do you want it to fail? Do you want the games industry to thrive and prosper, or do you want it to crash and burn? I can only speak for myself in wanting the games industry to be completely annihilated because it has normalized egregious things that most other industries would get you removed from. Like, oh, here's an idea. You want to watch a film? Here's half a film. Pay double for the rest of the film while you're in the cinema. Here's a cash machine. So there are parts of the games industry that are so egregious that it just needs burning down at this point. Right? And it's a perfectly fine, from what we've seen, it's a perfectly fine game from what I have seen. My worry
Mhm.
is, though, is that overpromise, underdeliver, it's so big, it will ultimately fail. Just like all things that get so big, it has to fail.
Well, and that's exactly why we're in a gaming bubble. Because
Yes.
it's such a profitable industry, more so than Hollywood.
Yeah,
That-
especially now, like the movie pipeline is like almost dead, like MCU practically cratered. It's on its last leg.
Yeah, like, inflated budgets. CEOs think they can get away putting out whatever, which, as we're seeing in recent years, not quite the case.
Exactly. And why do we have console gaming in 2026 if console games are indistinguishable from PC and they're an inferior product? Quite frankly.
Well,
Right?
physical media, but now like they're fucking that up too.
Well, if a disc is a key, then how is the media physical? That's like saying your key is the door when it's not. The key opens the door. And the same applies with these
All I
discs.
want is insurance that I can play this game in 30 years with the same disc.
Or forever, which is what is usually the case when you buy a product and own it. You own it until you are dead. Then when you are dead, it is no longer yours. It is part of your estate, and that goes to your next of kin or to your wife or your husband in Neku's case. Okay? That's the world we should live in. That's the world we used to live in. But as I said previously, that world does not exist because we have normalized, slowly but surely, we have normalized egregious things. And sometimes, when enough people have had enough, the straw that breaks the camel's back suffers the consequences. I hope it's not Crimson Desert, but it happened to Starfield. Starfield was the straw that broke the camel's back after the whipping that was Fallout 76, or Anthem, if you look at BioWare. It's just people have been burned too many times. And it's sad. But that's the world we sadly live in. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the Marshal still hasn't entered the village.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming. I messaged him several times.
Oh,
I guess he just dropped the ball.
He saw my Blazing Saddles review when that Marshal entered the town. He must have seen that.
Lol.
Yes, the sheriff is near.
Well,
yeah.
I still need to see that movie. I know it's great.
Well,
I know, sue me.
I was gonna say technically, Dash, you dropped the ball. You're the one who didn't send him invite until right with the.
I already owned up to that.
I know what I'm saying, but you were saying he dropped the ball. That's not...
After that, he should have still been waiting for the link.
This channel is a place led by a guy who never drops balls, Galaxy. He loves holding balls. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's that kind of guy. So saying, oh, Dash has dropped the ball. Where? Where's the ball he dropped? I gotta grab it before he takes it back. Okay? My goodness. But I'll tell you one thing that is a certifiable failure. That we do have a cast iron source for. 1348X voting.
Oh, yeah, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go.
All right. Now, this is a game that is a quantifiable failure on so many fronts. Now, apparently 250,000 people wishlist this game on Steam.
I wouldn't be surprised if half of the people that actually wishlist this game were just the developers.
I was probably just like, yeah, it's so funny how the modern audience will praise these types of games, yet never fucking show up when they need them.
My goodness. Yeah. If you keep scrolling down, Dash, because they provide projections for the amount of people that might have bought it, and they don't even have them, which just goes to show.
Yeah, they don't have enough data. There's not enough. Yeah. There's not enough fucking data. Because that's.
Okay, leave it like that. Just keep it like that, Dash. No, it disappeared. You're gonna have to go back to the. There we go. Just leave it there. Right. This game on Steam Hub has over 12,000 followers. right? And I know it doesn't directly correspond. Some games have hundreds of thousands of followers, but only tens of thousands of people play it. Okay, I get that. But even under a 10-to-1 ratio, this should be getting 1,200, right? Active players. But it's not. It's getting 2, 3, 400. This
No,
game is called 1348X Voto. Why hasn't it gotten at least 1348 players?
Good point.
Goodness sake, it's getting so bad, guys. I might as well just play Dustborn.
Honestly, I
Oh.
haven't heard of this game till the stream.
Oh, okay.
good
So
for
it's
you.
it's about a lesbian knight played by Jennifer English, like because they
no,
had the
General
culture.
English is the girlfriend, not the knight.
Oh, she's the girlfriend. I thought she was playing the pro tag.
No.
The first sentence already lost me.
Yeah. It game's
Yeah.
bad. I've already
Yeah,
seen
like
it.
so, like it's a medieval knight like thing. I don't know. Like there's a story, but the thing is, they took shots at Knight's Path because Knight's Path said they weren't going to have any modern agendas or gay stuff in it, and then so it's like, oh come on, like we have a modern agenda. Like they kind of took swipes, even though there was a girl who made this really good fan art of both games, going, holy shit, 2 cakes. And it was actually a really good fan art piece. I've highlighted it a couple of times. But,
I cannot wait, Dash, to make a game called 1492 Espana's Peak, where you
What?
spend the entire game expelling Jews from Spain to launch the Golden Age.
What the
someone
fuck, man?
Someone actually proposed that as a game idea. 1492 Espana's Ascension, I think it was, because that was the year Spain and Portugal freed itself from Islamic rule, and their first action of a united Spain was to expel all the Jews. And then they
Oh,
had a golden
jeez.
era for 300 years.
And then they crashed
Okay.
their economy with too much gold.
Yes. And
sounds-
guess who was bringing all the gold? But folks, I think that would get more players and more people playing it than this trash. Okay,
So,
folks?
I made this joke and this comparison because, I gave the game, foolishly the benefit of the doubt that it might not be what it is, but apparently it is poorly optimized. The story is kind of crap, and even the devs themselves kind of virtue signaled off the gay element. So I basically said that it was basically the game version of. Did anyone see the Saturday Night Live spoof of Stranger Things?
I did not know.
Saw
there
the
was
clip
one.
of it around there. It was online.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately I can't show the clip because fucking Universal will.
Yeah.
NBC will.
Copyright.
But it was really funny. But basically, they was pitching off all these Stranger Things spin-off ideas, and he's like, if you're wondering why Will is in that scene, it's because his coming out scene's still going on. they just did the scene. He's like, guys, I'm gay.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
Why does he look like a sex offender?
Because he's an SNL actor. That's probably why.
It's not the actor from Stranger Things.
No, yeah, this is the SNL
Oh.
guy pretending to be Will because they made fun of the
damn.
scene.
Yeah.
So that's your answer.
Damn, dude, get out of those clothes and not for Dash's reasoning, okay?
He's dressed like, well, he's just like that. He's an actor playing a character that he's completely outgrown the part for, just like Noah Schnapp.
Ugh, Stranger Things, man. That show freaks me out on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
it's
just
not because of
does.
the monsters.
It's not. In fact, the monsters are the best thing about the damn thing.
I stopped after season 3. It was just
Season
getting
3
too
was the
marvelly.
worst, so I don't blame you. It made a tremendous comeback in 4.
Yeah.
And then
got
5,
better.
people are very mixed on 5, with most people just saying it was kind of a waste.
Well, and like
But
Disney,
4 was
I just
really got the show back on track, though. It leaned more into horror, which is why I really liked it.
yeah. And I was gonna say, like Disney, I just hate how killing off characters means nothing anymore.
Yeah, like that is one of the big problems, is that nobody fucking died. And this was like, the stakes were supposed to be the highest, because that's how things go. You raise the stakes. Season 4 fucking raised the stakes because, you actually did have characters die. Like, a new character, but it was a character everyone really liked, called Eddie Mudson.
My biggest problem with Stranger Things is that a child was molested on camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in season 5, it shows that Vecna implanted the tadpole from season 2
Mhm.
into Will, and so that's how and people are saying that's how he ended up.
Yep. Look,
I
man.
did not know that.
Look. Yeah. And
It was kind of very like, what did the writers mean by this?
yeah, there's a reason homophobia still exists, folks, right? This game is one of them, quite frankly, because it casts these individuals as such
Tokens.
Yeah.
It was a game made by a point to make a point and nothing else. It was a game made to virtue signal, and that's what it was. I would have. I mean, conceptually, they really should just do what Japan does. Like, when they have a gay character. Like, I'm watching an anime with a bisexual girl, and that's kind of like played on as like a kink. And it's like, it works for the story.
Oh, here's an idea. If you're going to make diverse characters, folks, make them diverse. Like, actually diverse, right? So you have the neurotypical person who is typical and fully functioning. Then you have a neurodivergent character who is fucking insane. And then you have a gay character that wants to fuck every man he sees, right? Basically stereotypes. Just stereotype everyone and make it a project, like One Piece.
Did
Just create
any of you
characters.
guys any of you see The Terror on AMC?
No.
Okay, because the gay guy in that show was like a third wheel, like screwing everything up. He was like, I think Mr. Kibley, I think his name was, like, he was an Irish dude. Like, he was just like the third wheel on the ship while like everyone's like starving, freezing to death. Like, and then this guy was just like, he was like, there were a lot of 4chan memes about this dude.
He's just along for the ride, that sort of character, folks, in more ways than one. My issue with this project is that there's no depth to it.
Yep, no depth.
There's no depth. Where is the desire for it to be something other than we're just here because we don't like some other motherfucker, right? That's all Volto seems to be for. We're here, we're queer, and we're gonna steer this ship into an iceberg.
Like, yeah, there are so many projects that actually put actual creativity without just being like, oh, we're just here because we hate like other people and we hate Knight's Path and stuff, instead of just being like its own niche little thing and just actually building a positive thing. It came in the door with a little bit they played their hand too much. They kind of showed what they were actually about.
In general, I find that making things out of spite is just awful, and this goes with conservative media too. I forget that one awful cartoon.
Oh, with, that New Norm,
the gay beer. Yeah, even conservatives thought that was stupid.
Well, let's put it this way, guys. You can support a group of people. You can support a project that helps a group of people. But if you have to support that project by having the mindset of, we support you guys, but since those guys don't like you, we have to destroy those guys in order to make this project work, then it's not going to work, right? I want this show to succeed. I don't tell all the people here the only way we can succeed is by blowing up other shows and wiping other channels off the face of the earth, right? We don't do that. Volto wanted to do that. First of all, it's a silly name for a project, Volto. Well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, seriously.
Yeah, the title makes no fucking sense. I'm guessing it's the year. It's supposed to be Latin or some shit. I don't know.
Right. And I wonder what Europe was like in 1348 when it came to gay people.
Oh, I'm sure it
I
was
wonder.
very diverse and inclusive.
Mm.
But I'm pretty sure the whole point of the game was it was awful. It was homophobic, and these poor women or some shit. Like, even I can guess the narrative without even playing the damn game.
And that's a sad fact to admit.
Apparently, X photo is like a vow.
A vow?
What?
A vow.
Yeah. X photo
vow.
is a votive offering to a saint or divinity given in fulfillment of a vow.
Ah. Anyway, speaking of like stuff, people are losing their fucking mind over the new scary movie coming back with the exact same humor it had in the 2000s. Is anyone looking forward to seeing this?
No. Do you know why?
I don't expect them to.
Oh, yeah, you don't watch horror movies. That's why, Digny.
No, it's not just that, but it's hard to parody 2026. Quite frankly, Scary Movie was supposed to be a parody mainly of Scream, right? But Scream 7 has recently debuted, or it's due to be released, right?
Oh, it released already, and it's the highest grossing Scream movie yet.
Great. So we're going to get 7 more of these motherfuckers. The point is, folks, right? You're a parody of a parody. This is why horror as a genre is fucked, because it has essentially written itself collectively in a corner where it has become a parody. Why are there 5 Final Destinations? Why are there 7 Scream movies? Why are there over half a dozen bloody Friday the 13th movies? Or maybe a dozen for all I know. This is the thing when it comes to horror specifically as a genre.
Yeah, like horror has this thing for like sequels because horror has never really been considered highbrow cinema to begin with. It's mostly driven by fans.
Well, it's being driven off a cliff.
Well,
quite frankly,
you tell that to the box office because horror movies are the only things making any damn money at the like all the Warner Brothers movies. All their biggest hits were horror.
So they'll keep being made until people are sick of them, because that's how this industry works. The same applies to
like Marvel,
to the television, movie, gaming, right? If Dragon Age Veilguard was a success, they'd make another one.
I thought they canceled this. Holy fuck. No way. No, I thought they canceled this. Well, sweet.
Crystal Lake.
Oh, but it's made by A24 though. That's the only downside.
It's also going to be a streaming series on Peacock. It says so.
Well, that's the reason I can catch up on Ted.
So it's gonna fail. Look, streaming.
Yeah, Peacock doesn't have a hell of a lot, but unlike Digny, I do love Friday the 13th, the series. Oh, so I guess they just made this announcement because it is Friday the 13th. Let's go, baby! Let's fucking go!
But how are they going to do a prequel series?
It's about Mrs. Voorhees, of course. You don't know the lore of Friday the 13th, do you?
I know what it's I know what the first movie was about. So
yeah, it's going to be about Mrs. Voorhees and how she lost her son and how she went crazy.
So basically, modern women.
Well, modern women, if they wanted to be mothers.
Yeah. That's another thing, Dash and Galaxy and Neku, right? These horror concepts have been going on for so long that they're at best dated or at worst archaic, right? Because they don't have any real connection to, sorry to say this, the current day. Okay? Because when you think of a horror film, when you think of Scream, when you think of Friday the 13th, when you think of Hellraiser, when you think of Freddy Cougar, or however you pronounce his bloody name, right? You're thinking 70s, 80s, 90s horror, slasher, shock and awe, basically, right? If you made a horror film about the 2020s, it would look and sound a heck of a lot different than the horror that we are used to. Heck of a lot different, right? It would be more like They Live than Hellraiser. You put on the sunglasses and
Mhm.
everyone is suddenly black. Oh wait, that's usually what happens
That's
when you...
your horror, Digby.
Whoa.
No, that was a
That's
play
oh,
on words, Dash,
uh,
because when you put on sunglasses, everyone looks black.
I see.
Hmm. But
I was,
Galaxy, you were going to say something?
well, one, They Live is a great movie.
It is.
Yeah, and two, when you were saying that, I thought you were trying to say like, it's already happening anyway with the movies anyway. Everyone's turning black because they're not because getting race swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could turn that into a concept for a horror movie throughout the movie, slowly but surely, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but instead of bodies getting snatched, everyone turns black. And see, look, comedic too, because you can laugh at it too. And then you slowly watch America turn into Africa. And you have to, it's like a race against time to try and save the world, but then you'd be condemned as a racist. But there was another horror movie that got released recently, Primate. And I thought to myself, how the hell did this film get made?
It did not look good, that movie.
No, not for that reason. The idea of
A killer monkey?
no, that's one of the reasons. But the idea that a mostly Western group of teenagers welcoming an ape with open arms, and then the ape proceeds to just murder them all, isn't something that Hollywood would usually greenlight.
Yeah, it was probably more of an indie movie.
And who knows? Maybe they'll make 10 of them, just like they did with...
Oh,
How many Friday the 13th have there been?
12, exactly.
Right.
Including the remake.
Right, so they haven't made a 13th one.
Yeah, I know. It's the biggest sin. There has not been a 13th Friday the 13th movie.
No,
I think I was intentional.
Yeah,
'Cause I didn't
well,
wanna get-
obviously because they'd have to make it a good movie. But I think the biggest sin when it comes to Friday the 13th, Dash, is that they made 12 of them.
They're my guilty pleasures, man.
Among
I'm a big Jason simp.
among other things.
Oh,
Yeah, you
But,
know they
speaking-
jumped the shark when it's Jason in space.
Yeah. They did
Oh,
that with
see-
Hellraiser too. They did, yeah, because
And
sci-fi
frickin'
horror.
Leprechaun.
well,
Yeah.
Leprechaun never took itself seriously. It never took itself as a serious horror
That's
movie. It just got goofier and goofier as it went on.
Mhm.
Like the one with the breast inflation, like where he
The
literally kills. Yeah, like the leprechaun like kills someone by like giving her big boobs and an ass, and then she
Mhm.
like explodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Such
So
a
Kim
fine
Kardashian.
lass. I have to blow up her ass.
Good God.
Woodrick Dangerous got paid. Woodrick Dangerous got paid to say that, and he came back for again and again. The man had no shame.
Well, you just described the horror genre. It has no
Yeah.
shame, folks. It has no shame. But do you know what the horror genre is better than? 1348 ex voto. I'd rather talk about multiple shit horror films than one shit game. The thing about horror is, right? I look at Final Destination and I think to myself, I treated you too harshly.
I don't know. Bloodlines was really good.
I'll tell you this, Dash, right? The first horror film I ever saw was Alien versus Predator 2 Requiem.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Guess how old I was?
9.
No, I think I was 7.
Oh, he was
Jeez.
close enough then.
Yeah, because it was one of the first films I watched when it was released, and I think it was released around 2006, maybe 2007. I think so. And it terrified me, especially the hospital scene where this big black alien is impregnating all the innocent white women. What does that tell you?
Yeah,
Eh?
that was some pretty big shock humor. I know that is a very, very gross scene, but it's probably like the most memorable scene of the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, probably one of the most memorable scenes in the Alien and the Predator franchise, despite the fact that the film was universally panned.
I don't know about that. For at least for the Predator ones, I wouldn't say.
So
Well, they
I
didn't make the
watch
third
those
one.
movies. Why was it panned?
Oh yeah, the Alien versus Predator 2 Requiem was considered a complete and utter failure that it nearly killed the Alien and Predator franchises.
I didn't think it was
Wow.
that fucking bad. A lot of people say it was because the lighting. It also was more of a horror thing. It took place in like a big suburban town that gets overrun by the aliens while the predator just tries and kills everyone.
Yeah. It had the problem Harry Potter and Game of Thrones would ultimately have. What the fuck's happening? It's too fucking dark. Can we have a light? But on that note, speaking of light, folks, Pikmon has entered the chat. Well,
All
now.
right.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's a Pal World Legend of Zelda knockoff.
Yes. Yeah, Pokemon is the USA, Palworld is the Soviet Union, and Pikmin is China.
Which is pretty much right because
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
literally just Pal World.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
folks,
the main character though looks like Link from Breath of the
Zelda.
Wild.
Yeah, what? No, not Zelda, because Zelda isn't trans. But let's face facts, folks. Right? This is why you don't rip off a game, because someone will rip off your rip off.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, like I was already. I don't hate Pal World, but like there were some knockoffs, kind of like basically a yellow Totoro, but this is even more shameless.
This is
Like-
even
Yeah,
more
that's-
shameless, and
Yeah,
people
like
are
oh,
calling
it's
it.
just Charizard with feathers.
And look,
Yes.
look. That's literally that. You know that pal that looks like Lucario. That's literally just like it's like they ripped off that same model. There's barely
Yes.
any differences between their knockoff.
mhm.
Yeah, it's like if I made my own dash attack but gave it 3 years instead of 2. Which is what I will do if you betray me, Dash.
Oh, I've proven to be your most loyal creator in the network, Piggy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. But
You
folks,
will
this
never
is why
see
you
it
don't.
coming. Oh,
This is why you don't. This is why you don't rip off other franchises, because if you rip people off, they'll rip you
Mhm.
off.
The Pedal Bear. People are saying it's
Yes,
Pedal.
I'm not the only one. But I was gonna say, while there are some design issues I'm very skeptical of in Pal World, at least it's very different gameplay from Pokemon, whereas this is just taking from Pal World verbatim.
Even the fucking gun. That's just like
Yeah,
Griswold.
the elephant is literally no different than Pokemon. They don't even try to make it different.
Oh, and ripping off Transformers.
Oh, and Darling in the Franks with those devil horns. Oh, and
Oh,
they say
yeah.
that guy's Overwatch.
Black Roadhog.
Technically, it's not ripping off Transformers. It's ripping off Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because it has the transforming Pokemon for a vehicle.
But I'm just wondering, is Nintendo going to come after this with the same fury as...
If it sells well, they will.
Yeah, you notice that?
That's what
Only
they
if
do.
it sells well.
Yep.
But what does
If
that fucking...
Yeah, because like Pokemon never went after Temtem because
They
it
never
didn't
went
really
to,
take
never
off.
went after anyone. Pal World was the only one that ever got close to like posing even a moniker of a threat to Pokemon, and they panicked.
Yeah, and that's why they sued them.
Oh no,
It wasn't because of
competition.
them taking liberties of how the Pokemon looked or whatever, or pals looked or
And they
whatever.
look
or
like
that.
fucking assholes for it.
Yeah, they went out there and just because they were making money, and not just making money, but making money like a lot of money from it, because people actually wanted to have a game that, you know,
Can you guys survive Pikmin's Epstein Island? Survive the island, folks. No, it's quite clear. If this game fails, nothing will happen to it. If
Yeah.
it succeeds, Nintendo will try to murder it, just like they did with Palworld. But didn't Palworld collaborate with Terraria, or however you pronounce it?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did a Terraria. They've
They've
done
done a
several.
lot, yeah.
They even I think they even did
Multiple
a collaboration with
crossovers.
Killing Floor at one
Yeah.
point.
They've done multiple crossovers, and some of the items from those games are in Power World too. I think so. So it's like they
You know, it was a
they
joint
cross
collabs.
they did the crossovers where they have Power World stuff in those games, and then they got those games in Power World. So it's like,
But
the same.
according to my friend Lil, she tells me that like like they can't do any collaborations with any Japanese companies because of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like they're
I
afraid
can't
of
wait.
backlash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're afraid of
because-
Nintendo's backlash.
Yeah.
yeah, because Nintendo has a history of killing people who cause them problems, figuratively and literally.
No, you're thinking of Boeing.
Well, plain. Look, man. The only way we get safety upgrades for planes is by causing crashes. Okay, it's not my fault those planes hit the towers. We just needed better seat belts. Come on, guys. Come on, laugh.
No.
Okay, folks.
Okay.
State mandated North Korea laugh. But let's face it, folks. I can't wait.
Ha ha
I can't.
ha. There.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait for Pikmin to collaborate with Minecraft because rip-offs always work together. That was a Terraria joke, but there we go. This is what I have to work with, people. It's so sad.
Well,
Hey, I'm muting my mic when I have
is-
to like sneeze or blow my nose.
Oh, damn.
technically,
Trying to be polite.
I guess technically the Terraria would be the ripoff, I guess, of Minecraft, right?
Would it?
I think so. I think Terraria came out after, right? After Minecraft.
No. Did
Pretty sure it did.
it? Dash, why don't you check that? Because
I think Minecraft came first.
Yeah.
now that is weird.
Yeah, I was in middle
3D
school when
Minecraft
came out.
came before 2D Minecraft? Impossible. Possible. My entire worldview has just collapsed, folks.
No,
It's
yeah,
full-
because people were playing Minecraft when I was in high school because they had them in the computer lab.
So 5 years ago.
No, I haven't been in high school in over a decade.
Oh, and he misses it. He misses it, guys, because in high school he got laid. Ooh.
I do not miss waking up at 6 a.m. for school.
Yeah, me either.
That's because Neku went to preschool activities. Oh wait, that sounded wrong.
Oh damn! You thought you had some.
Phrasing.
Yep. Bad dig me,
Re-
bad.
Retract. What do you call school before? Oh, right. Neku attended Breakfast Club. You guys remember Breakfast Club?
Good movie.
Okay,
Yeah, my
Diggy
school
was
didn't start.
right a little bit.
Mine started at 7:20, so
Don't you
Yeah.
They both came out
forget
in the same year.
about me. No.
No,
Don't
I wasn't
you?
talking. No, I wasn't talking about the film Dash. I was talking about Breakfast Club as a euphemism.
Mm.
Mm.
I only think of the
But
movie.
yes, Galaxy hit the nail on the head. Terraria and Minecraft came out the same year.
Yeah, but Terraria
Ah.
did come out like a few months before Minecraft. So,
Right,
like,
good.
but the
So I was
but s-
technically right.
yeah, but it was But the thing is that Minecraft kind of came out like in 2009, but it was a like an alpha or something. It didn't actually fully release until 2011, and
Oh.
Terraria came out in 2011. So that's
See, look,
there's
folks, you learn a
there's
lot
like
on
July
this.
2011 Terraria, and then November 2011 for Minecraft. So about a few months.
That's why you should watch, folks, because you always learn a lot on the network. Always.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think I guess we have enough time we can go into some of the bonus topics.
Go out there, Mega
Bonus.
Man 12.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot about the fucking Mega Man topic. Yes, we got to talk about this because it pisses me off a lot.
Yeah. I don't even know what Mega Man is because I was born in 1999.
There's
Really?
been Mega Man games since then. You never played Mega Man 9 on the Xbox
No.
Live Arcade?
No. I have never played Mega Man.
Well,
Gosh.
there's several
Well,
iterations of
you've
it.
seen it though, I'm sure. You just haven't played it.
Exactly. I don't play with guys. I play with women. Haha.
Yeah,
Neku,
so
you're a big Mega Man fan, aren't you?
No, very casual, but I am very familiar with SAG-AFTRA basically operating as a mob.
yep, they're a complete mafia
Or
tool.
mafia,
They
yeah.
screw over their own voice actors. They screw over the industry. They just try and get more money.
You
Guys,
basically
guys.
pay
I don't think
$3,000 for
SAG-AFTRA
them to
should
tell
be.
you what to do.
Neku is selling himself short. He is a big Mega Man fan. That's why he married one.
It's true.
but-
I mean, he won't deny it though. He won't deny
Exactly. But courtesy of whatever the hell this website is,
it. Noisy
quote,
Pixel.
Noisy Pixel.
so a woman made it. Courtesy of Noisy Pixel, quote, SAG-AFTRA issues do not work order for Mega Man Dual Override as Ben
Diskin.
Diskin.
declines to return. Scroll down.
Yeah,
And this
so
was
Mega Man 11 was the first time a mainline Mega Man game had voice acting in
No, yeah, 11.
it.
Yeah.
Mainline. I said mainline Galaxy. Huh? You
Roll
thought
up.
you?
No. I was like,
Scroll up.
I thought you said 9 instead of 11. That's why I said I was going to say something else. But
Okay.
Well,
the
stop trying to
person-
correct me all the time.
No, stop it. Stop fighting, boys. Okay? This isn't the
I
Breakfast
wasn't trying
Club.
to correct him. But it's just like
Okay.
this. I just
Who
thought I
wrote
heard
this
it wrong.
article? Who wrote this
Ophelia
article?
Joshua.
No,
Which-
it's just Orpheus. Orpheus
Orpheus Joshua.
It's a weird
My
name.
God. My God, the DEI people are even taking the article makers' jobs. It's like, I'm just going to say a trans person wrote this. Scroll down, courtesy of Noisy Pixel and a trans person. Quote, the SAG-AFTRA has issued. Now, why did you put the in it? It's SAG-AFTRA. No wonder you're trans and a writer. SAG-AFTRA has issued a do not work order for Mega Man Dual Override, instructing union voice actors to withhold work on the project until further notice. The notice states that the game's producer, Harvey Weinstein, failed to initiate the signatory process. According to SAG-AFTRA's rules, productions must formally begin the process of becoming a union signatory project before union members can participate. Under the union's Global Rule 1, members are required to work only on projects operating under union contract. So basically, folks, if you're not in the club, we don't do business with you.
Yeah, I
Basically.
one thing I will say that about this is that they should, I don't like that the SAG actually is allowed, or able to even allow to like even get into the voice acting stuff, because that means they're allowed to, like, because they allow actual normal actors to go in there and take roles for voice actors, like no matter what, like, and I think that's fucked up. So they need to just keep them separate. Allow the voice actors to just do what they want to do. But
And this is
Mhm.
why I
I'm
hate
support.
SAG-AFTRA, is because they have a habit of wanting to take over projects to being union only, not allowing non-union actors to join, and that's why there was so much
yeah,
drama with Genshin Impact, because they wanted to make it a union only game, and
mm-hmm.
MiHoYo wanted none of that.
Yeah, I want to continue. Thing is, like yeah, like they basically try and control projects. They try to control their talent. They try to fight off like independence, so that freelancers can't get any work, essentially. And if you leave the
Yeah,
union, then you can't get any work either, because we'll make
yep,
sure that people won't hire you.
That's why it's a mafia, and it's no surprise that unions have a history of ties to the mafia.
yeah. Pretty much every union is like that. I don't know why
And
people
then
keep saying
this is
unions are
why I'm
good things.
anti-union. This is why I'm anti-union. I feel like there's no more like meat sweatshop factories to abuse workers for them to even have a purpose anymore.
And
Like,
honestly, I would
Well,
compare especially modern unions to like socialism. It's lip service of the benefits, but in reality,
Hmm.
it always ends up
it
being a
only
shit show.
benefits the people who run the union.
Yes, because
Yeah,
it is, a lot of people don't know, it is $3,000 to join SAG-AFTRA. You are paying them money to get work and have them tell you what to do. It's a terrible deal.
just like joining the network.
Yeah,
we
like
don't. We're
joining a
not paying you.
YouTube MCM, which
Yeah, so
thankfully stopped being a
Diskin
thing.
played Mega Man in Mega Man 11, which was the first mainline Mega Man game to have voice acting. And
Mhm.
so, voice actor Ben Diskin, who had previously voiced Mega Man, reportedly said he was asked to return but declined because the project was required to work without. At present, the notice appears to apply specifically to English voice performance work rather than broader development of the game. The order could be lifted if the production completes the significant process. Why would they? Fuck that.
Well, here's an idea. Here's an idea, guys. Because English is nigh on the universal language on planet Earth, why not do what all good progressives do and hire cheap foreign labor to do the job for you?
They should hire a freelance English actor or just make it all Japanese. Like they don't have a problem. There are no fucking unions in for Japanese voice acting. And what do you know? The Japanese voice acting industry is less toxic. And hello, Valkyria. How's it going?
Oh,
Yeah.
you'd like Valkyria, Neku. You'd like Valkyria. We've got to get Valkyria on the show
Yeah, we
sometime.
do. Yeah, but though maybe for a Rumble show, because Valkyria can get pretty raunchy, especially when I'm around, because he has this. He thinks I'm his boy toy.
Right. Well, you've got to get it in someone, Dash.
Um,
Good. What was that?
no, I was just laughing, but did he respond through Rumble? Because I didn't see it on YouTube.
No, it's a YouTube chat.
Oh,
No,
weird, I
no,
didn't
no. I'm
see it.
saying like if we do have Valkyria on, we should have it on Rumble so he can like doesn't have to filter himself.
Ah, okay.
This is Diskin stating the following via Blue Sky, folks, which means fucking red flag right there. Quote, with a broken blue bomber heart. Wow. With a broken blue bomber heart. I am
Yeah,
no longer the
the blue
voice
bomber is a
of
nickname for
Mega.
Mega Man. So
So it was a pre 9/11 nickname, I'm guessing.
yes,
Very.
There's
from
no
the original game.
there is no way you'd get away with nicknaming your character that now. But with a broken blue bomber heart, I am no longer the voice of Mega Man. I was asked to return for Mega Man Dual Override, but only on the condition I work without the protections of a union contract. I was told there was, or rather, I was told there are full AI protections in place that guarantee in writing that my voice will never be used for AI development, but was also told with certainty from Capcom that the project will not go union. While I certainly appreciate the acknowledgement of the concern around AI, working without a contract I can realistically enforce isn't something I can risk.
They're
The
literally
only way
promising you the protection.
I mean, the only way to enforce non-union contracts like this involves personally taking giant companies like Capcom to court and suing if I thought they'd used AI. I don't have the mental, emotional, nor monetary strength to survive a protracted legal fight. In my
Good.
heart, I want to believe Capcom would never use AI, because if they did, they'd actually make good games. But in my head, I don't like Capcom, folks. But in my head, I'm aware that basically every major corporation is looking to incorporate generative AI to save money. The video game industry is facing record layoffs and huge amounts of uncertainty. I need a union contract to feel safe.
Damn.
Also, continuing, as an aside, I don't think it makes sense to strike for over 11 months to get enforceable AI abuse protections and then turn right around and go back to work without them. I truly wish Capcom was at least willing to speak with SAG after about doing this game union. I expressed that I'd even be willing to work on a lower budget union contract if it meant this flipped. It genuinely wasn't about the money for me. It's been an honor voicing Mega Man in Mega Man 11, the best selling game in the series history, and watching Mega Man reclaim its rightful place as a gaming icon. I hope that Mega Man Dual Override is even more successful than 11, and that everyone enjoys all the hard work the devs are putting into it. Good luck out there, Mega. I just wish I could have been there with you. Spoken like a true actor. Who gave you the script?
Yeah, very, very
Yes.
overly dramatic and full of like a lot of like self-pity. And
Yes.
I mean, honestly, he was a fine Mega Man. I got 11. It was on sale over Christmas, so
Mhm.
I was playing it. It's fine. I'm not used to mainline Mega Man games having voice acting, but it
Yeah.
didn't ruin the production.
Was by the way, that wasn't the first time that Mega Man, the original mainline Mega Man games, have voice acting.
Which other mainline Mega Man game had voice acting?
Mega Man 8.
Okay,
Mega Man
I
8 on
never played
PlayStation.
8.
Yep.
I never played 8, so
But what
I
I
just
find
know
very
is there was
interesting,
no voice acting in 9 because 9 went back to the original graphics style of the NES.
I just want to make the point, though, that it does make sense that if you strike for nearly a year over something, and then you want to get into another thing without the protections you struck for, then it's understandable why you are in the position you are. And that scared the shit out of Neku so much that he disappeared.
No, I was just. Oh,
Yep, it did
Yeah,
it again.
my
there we
goodness.
go. So yeah, it's just a key. I don't know.
Keybind.
I mean, maybe there's another keybind because I thought it was only like
You got to
the
number
numerical
lock that
ones.
shit. You got to put
I
nums
guess I
lock.
need to.
What's the key lock? 69. Folks, that's the key lock,
Hey.
right? But I do think that this situation is symptomatic of a wider problem. The concept of the trade union is, quite frankly, a 20th century solution to a 21st century problem. Right? We're going to enter a point, thanks to technology, where mass unemployment will be the norm, and we don't have a sustainable answer for that, because you can't live in a sustainable capitalistic society with mass unemployment. You can't. We
Mhm.
saw with the Great Depression what happened when you had mass unemployment under a free market system, and it led to generations of people becoming destitute. And what
Uh,
stopped that? A massive major war. So take that for what you will. I think the reason he's not coming back is because he's not getting the AI protections, right?
Even though
And that's what
Capcom offered him the damn protections, it's just that they won't do it under union contracts. So ultimately,
hmm,
he chose the union over any like love he had for the role or like
hmm.
monetary thing. It's just like that's how you know that SAG has him right under their thumb. That he is a slave to the union.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
and on a similar note, I've been seeing both on YouTube and a lot on Twitter. People are saying it's because he doesn't want to lose his pension with SAG.
you'll see that. Yeah, definitely.
I
That's the
look at this. I look at this and I say to myself, these people are going to lose their livelihoods whether they like it or not. And I'm talking everywhere, because we're heading into an era, folks, where the free market as a concept will free you from the burden of employment and free you from the burden of life. Why? Because I can make more money hiring a clanker and keeping it forever.
Yeah.
Freedom!
Digny is very anti-robot, anti-AI.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you
I'm,
know
I'm
what?
very.
I'm honestly, I think I am anti-robot myself.
Mm.
Maybe not anti-AI, but definitely anti-robot.
It's like saying you're against the body, Dash, but not the brain, in a sense. Because
I
the hardware is the body and the software, which is the AI, is the brain.
I don't
They're
know. I
both.
can do things that I couldn't do before with AI. Like my that tweet I made with this Mario soy jack. I did that with AI, and it's gone over like 50,000 likes.
Hmm, it's been very beneficial. But it's like syndrome in the Incredibles. When everyone is super, no one will be. If everyone can make a great production from their own house, Dash, then what is the point of any creative industry? Therefore, every creative industry collapses, and lots of people are out of work, and whole generations of people who used to be very wealthy are now destitute and have to scrub floors or fiddle with pipes or whatever people
Well,
do
I
for
do
work these
think
days.
that the excessive amount of AI investing is going to backfire, especially on Microsoft,
Hmm.
because like that's all they care about is AI and laziness.
I mean, a lot of people invested in the internet, which led to the dot-com bubble, didn't destroy the internet. 25, 26 years later, the internet has become commonplace. In fact, it's become so common that without it, it's like not having a utility at this stage. The same will happen in regards to AI in 20 to 30 years, even if the bubble does burst, because we have
Exactly.
an example of what used to be. The only difference between the dot-com bubble and the AI bubble is that the internet is a portal, whereas AI as a concept is not a portal, it's Pandora's box.
Yeah, like it's not
Go
that
ahead.
AI will go away, it's just the market will adjust accordingly to what the actual demand for the product is.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's going to lead to a scenario where a good chunk, bare minimum, a good chunk of the population cannot sustain themselves because a piece of technology can do it faster, quicker, and better for less. And then you've got whole populations of people who are completely economically useless, like horses when the car debuted, as someone is welcoming a train into their studio by the sounds of it, a steam train going choo choo. And what do you do with those people? We don't have an answer for that. We do have an answer, though, for what happened to all the horses when the car replaced them. They got melted down and turned into glue.
Do you know the Bell riots from Star Trek?
Yep.
I feel like that's a pretty apt prediction of what's to come.
Yep. In fact, it's already happened. All the protests and riots and things that we have seen are an example of a shaking society that doesn't want to admit that under the free market, whole swathes of populations are just going to become economically useless. At best, by the end of the century, at worst, within our lifetimes.
Well, and part of the
And no
issue is
one
the
is.
market is not as free as we like to think it is.
Yeah,
No, no,
and it's because like people like would say that we don't need like regulations on the market, but the thing is like the corporations are setting the regulations themselves. Like look at
Exactly.
like this whole fucking like what happened with Subscribestar recently.
Mm.
Visa doing their prudish like thing, trying to like control what people upload to another company's website.
What I find very interesting about AI development, folks, is that it doesn't make sense from a financial perspective because all these tech bros are essentially bullshitting their way through all this. We invest in this technology, and this technology will rapidly reduce labor costs, and you won't have to hire anyone. They're essentially bullshitting their way into the future. Which is
Yeah, the
very apt.
past 10 years, it's become just kind of the normal practice. Like,
Yeah,
oh, as long as you look good, you can keep amounting debt, and the
yeah.
banks believe you, so they'll keep funding it.
Yeah, and the reason the banks believe those people is because the banks are led by people who, quite frankly, have one foot in the grave and don't understand the world they're living in. Just like most of our leaders, they're old bastards who are going to die before the century reaches its midpoint. We're in the 21st century, but we're being led by people in every industry, it seems, under a 20th century mindset. And that's why everything's so chaotic. Dinosaurs are in charge, and the meteor is coming. But please enjoy Mega Man 12 or whatever the fuck this is. Why?
Yeah, they
Why
don't
are there
recall it 12.
12
So I don't
Mega
know.
Men?
Yeah. Why are there 12 Mega Man? There's actually more. There's Mega Man X, there's Mega Man X2, Mega Man
Mega Man
X3,
Legends.
Mega Man X0,
Yeah,
Mega Man
there's the
Star
X series.
Force,
There's
Mega
plenty
Man
of
Battle Network,
lot
Mega
of
Man
them
Battle
mostly like
Network
spin-off
2.
franchises.
Oh, God.
And I'm trying to overwhelm him, man.
No,
It's
no,
working.
no. It's just no. I want to kill this franchise now, just like I want to kill Final Fantasy. Right? When is enough enough? Make
Well, the
something
creator
different.
of Mega Man left Capcom, and like people, so Mega Man's been dead for kind of a while, with only sporadically coming back when they make bundles and collections. They canceled Mega Man Star Force 3, and fans were super pissed about that.
Just call it the Blue Bomber. Just call it something else.
Mega Man
Because
Zero.
that's his nickname.
Mega
Well, they
Isn't
did
Man.
it?
have Mighty Number 9, but the issue was the guy who left Mega Man didn't know how to run a project like that on his own, so it just became a glitchy mess.
Shame, because he's also the guy who created the Dead Rising franchise.
Yeah. Well, and a big issue was he tried making it compatible with way too many consoles, which delayed it for at
Yeah,
least a
Mighty
year.
Number 9 was a disaster. The only good thing that came out of it was the Gunvolt franchise.
I'll tell you this, folks. I'll tell you this right here, right now. All right. In our world, people will just do the same thing until people are sick of it, and then you have to do something else. That's what we are seeing.
Oh,
And the
people
reason-
are going to keep buying Mega Man to the end of time because the formula just works. You've got 8 bosses. You kill one boss, you get their power up. You go and collect all the powers. Then you do 5 more stages and beat the final boss. When you have an entire arsenal of unique powers at your disposal.
Yeah,
It's the
some of 'em
same
actually-
thing every game, but people
So,
still buy it.
some of them have changed it up a little bit though, and had 8 more bosses after the first 8.
Really?
Yeah. And
Good luck
then
to you.
the final area.
Good luck. Good luck to you.
Oh,
Mega Man.
hey, Digny, you'd probably like the 4chan fan game called Mega Chud.
You
It's
lost
just
me
filled
at
with
4chan.
it's just full of politically incorrect and trans jokes. It's
Good.
just 4chan humor. You'd probably like that version because of all the.
Megatrans.
No, it's Mega Chud.
Megatrans. It's just Megatron with tits.
Like some of the enemies are like very weird. Like, oh, Neku, one boss you'd probably know, the Boy Kisser, is actually one of the Mega Man bosses. You know that
Oh.
that gay cat thing?
Yes.
Welcome to Epstein Island, folks. First boss, the Boy Kisser. Stephen Hawking.
Okay.
Goodness me. Good. I know it's very weird, Galaxy. This is what happens, Galaxy, when you collaborate with gender benders. They always make things sexual. It's very weird. Very weird. Very weird people. They probably have like trauma
Hey.
that they're dealing with. I don't know.
Hey, we wouldn't have a show without me.
Oh, yeah. Good God. Good God. And speaking of the show, folks, thank you all very much for watching today's episode where the Marshal got run out of town.
Yeah,
long-
I hope that wasn't my fault for sending the
That's all
link
right.
late.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
we'll get Mr. Todd for next week.
Yeah. Next week's show, we're fighting a farmer. Hopefully his llamas don't get lost. Okay, folks? Right? Neku will be back. Because of the time changes, folks, Xeen won't be back until, let me check the dates, until the 3rd of April, because I don't want to start the show an hour earlier. Because the UK clocks haven't gone forward yet. The US clocks have, but the UK ones haven't. And when I say UK clocks, I mean the rest of the world, because the UK controls almost all of time, except for America, where it doesn't. Yeah. Did you know that the UK controls 90% of Earth's time?
They must keep
The
it up
US
in that tower.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why
the-
you
yeah,
have the
the-
doctor.
Exactly.
Or
And the only places that don't abide by the laws of British time are Americans. And maybe a few other neurodivergent nations.
Dickie's new favorite word is neurodivergent.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
think
I've
Japan
noticed.
does. I don't think they
As I
actually
said-
have a daylight savings, do they?
Neurodivergent
don't
galaxy
think so.
is a nicer way of saying bitch cuck to America.
I prefer the term weaponized autism.
Right.
Weapons grade autism.
Right. So you've just admitted that your community is a biological weapon.
He didn't say it
Which
was
one?
a great
The
one.
disabled community or the gay community?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh
My
shit.
goodness. Oh, and Neku, just to remind you, don't eat chocolate made in America because they're putting cadmium in it now.
What?
Do you know what cadmium is, guys?
Yes, it's a heavy metal, and that's
Yeah.
because of where it's being sourced from. Used to, is the soil's contaminated.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But
They're
some brands
putting
are better than others. I've looked into it, so like if I eat Ghirardelli, I'm safe.
Folks, do not eat chocolate. Do not give chocolate to your children. It has cadmium in it now. That was supposed to be our light topic for Monday's show. Israel is putting cadmium in chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It's always Israel.
Yes,
Yeah.
because Israel's just flying over Africa, dropping cadmium in the soil.
And the reason why
Yes.
it's blue and white. That's what
See, look, the color of cadmium, processed cadmium is blue and white, and they put it
Yeah.
in the fucking chocolate. And you know what the worst part about it is, folks? It's the least egregious thing Israel has done in the past 80 years. Ladies and gentlemen, future plans. Poisoning chocolate with cadmium. My goodness. 1 hour, 54 minutes. Watch. They'll claim it's a conspiracy theory and they'll make laws saying you can't talk about it. And 59 seconds. Okay, future plans. We're going to start off with Galaxy. What are your future plans?
Yeah. I'm gonna be streaming Breath of Fire 2 tomorrow, and then I'll have my schedule out for next week. So yeah, that's it.
Good. Very good. We appreciate everyone who's on today's show. It was a lighter show than usual. Damien's PC got AIDS because I told him. I told Damien, stop fucking your computer. But he didn't listen.
Should have used
And
protection.
then he broke. Well, getting electrocuted should be a reminder not to fuck a computer. But he did, and he broke it. So now he has to fix it. Okay? So speaking of fixing things, Neku, what are your future plans?
I am car shopping, so once I land on something, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, nice.
Good. Good. Here's a recommendation for you, my good man. Land on your husband.
Don't need to tell
Aha.
me twice.
No, I don't. Just don't get AIDS, okay? I need to keep panelists. Okay? They're dropping like flies for some reason.
Well,
Dash.
good thing I believe in individual responsibility.
Good. Rather than collective responsibility.
Yeah.
And like the rest of your people. But what about you,
Yeah.
Dash? What are your future plans? Speaking of your people, Naku, Dash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are your
So
future plans?
might play some more Fire Emblem tonight. Might haven't really decided yet, because of the later show, but probably, it's Friday night, got nothing else to do. Let's play some fucking Fire Emblem. And I'll
Why
be
don't
on with
you
the
go
dragon
to-
tomorrow.
Why don't you go to the club, Dash? It's Friday night. Why don't you go to the club with the boys?
I don't have any local friends I can go to a bar with.
Aw. Maybe you can scowl through the nightclubs to. The fuck is that?
Oh,
Sounds
it
like a
just
car.
sounds like a car.
The fuck was that? My goodness, it is busy in Dash's town, isn't it? But you can scour.
Yeah,
through the
there are
nightclub.
there are no shortages of fucking bars in my town. There's plenty of bars in my town within walking distance.
Hmm. I can't wait for Dash to do a show, folks, where he goes. The title is "Going to Pound Town" with going to Poundland. Remember, folks, when I talked about Poundland when I wasn't a cartoon and everyone was making sex jokes because
I can have
Poundland.
a meetup. I'll have a male fan and a female fan, and
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
that's a very interesting story, right? Right. Dash went to Vegas and he fucked a few of his fans. Oh, wait, that wasn't you.
Me.
That was Atreus. That was Atreus. Damn. But my future plans, folks, we're gonna, of course, videos, shows. We're not doing a show tomorrow because Stargavian is focusing on a video essay. From what I've heard on the grapevine, he's being accused of being a plagiarist, which is odd, considering he's a voice actor and his most iconic voice is that of Skeletor. So that's going to be very interesting. We're going to do a Sunday show with Triton. It's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be me, Triton, the polygamist, and the retard. Okay? So, Taran's the polygamist. He has 2 bisexual girlfriends. One of them is on probation. And the retard is Booty Warrior, who is retarded. So, we're going to talk about all the latest topics of the day. And we're going to talk about how Iran is saving the world and how Trump is fighting them to save gay people.
That's a
I-
sentence.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
quite the narrative.
Yeah, basically, America's sons need to fight Iran to save gay people and let Iranian women have OnlyFans. This was during
Very
Trump's interview with Jake Paul.
Oh,
And-
I have to see this interview. If that's the shit he said, oh my god.
Well, yeah, I
you
think he-
love him or hate him. You have to admit he is funny sometimes.
Which is fine most of the time, but it isn't when the American empire is collapsing. We still have time. I think I can show the clip if I can get it.
I don't know. Like
quickly.
these news orgs, they're just as bad as like the movie trailers with clips. Like literally, he's the fucking president. We should be able to see it without getting struck.
Well,
There we
that's-
go. I've got it. I think I've got it.
Okay,
Just
bonus. We're going a little extra.
Where is it?
All
Where
right,
is it?
let's see it.
Ah, there it is.
I mean, didn't
There
want
it
to get
is.
too political on this show, but I'm curious.
But it's well, you're curious about a lot of things, Dash.
Walked right into that one.
Well, yes. This is courtesy of let's just call him Trump fanboy, Eric Doherty.
Oh, this dude. He is a knob sucker for Trump, man.
Okay, President Trump drops truth nuke. We support gays, but they, Iran, throw gays off building. Well, so do the Saudi Arabians. You're not bombing them, are you?
It's not just Iran that
Yeah.
does that, though.
Mm. Right. Jake Paul responds. Jake Paul in a suit. Jake Paul responds.
I don't know if you
So
know.
many.
Jake
Yes.
Paul is actually running for I think it's Senate, not or maybe
You're
Congress. Or something.
kidding.
Yeah, he's running for a political position.
Damn.
Oh, fuck
A
me.
streamers are running for Congress now.
No.
Oh my god.
Hey, look, I'm all for Brandon Herrera, but Jake Paul is a fucking moron, okay? But
Both
Jake Paul
Paul brothers
responds-
are.
Well, he's
Yeah,
better than
they
his
are.
brother.
I mean, isn't that whole thing with him finding that dead body, isn't that gonna make his campaign a little hard?
Well, that
I
along
thought it was
with
Aaron
his
Paul that did that.
laundry list of other bad behavior.
Look,
Yeah.
you could beat your family members. If you've got a Trump endorsement, you're winning in certain areas. Jake Paul responds, so many activists in America don't like it, but they support women. Meanwhile, you liberate the women of Iran. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's turn your capital into something out of fucking Hiroshima and call it liberation. But I want to make this bigger.
Hit the
But-
button right there.
Yeah,
Hit that one.
until a new
There
government
we
is
go.
put in
There we go.
place that isn't a theocracy, no women in
Mm.
Iran are free. That's
Which
like
is-
it's Trump calling early victory, like he did in that rally. So
Yep.
yeah, like no one can say that we aren't like at least a little bit centrist. Like we're not like Eric, who's just like, oh my god, Mr. President, you're so wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, for goodness sake, man. America has proven women should not be free. Long live the Iranians. But let's play this clip.
Oh, I won't tolerate that on my channel. No, we're not going that far. Long live
Hey, you
Persia,
should-
maybe.
Hey, I thought you were anti-women. That explains why you're gay.
I'm not gay.
Let's play this clip.
So many activists like in America didn't like it, but meanwhile they're like, oh, well, we support women. We want women to have all these rights. Meanwhile, you're liberating the women of Iran, and then they have an issue with it. I thought that was very confusing.
We support gays, but they throw gays off the buildings.
Yeah,
Okay, we support this. I mean, the things they do, and they're fighting. But I think I have tremendous support on this. This is something that's been incredible. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had now.
So-
The poll numbers again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and
Now's
I,
not a good
and
time for poll numbers.
Yeah, Mr. President, I have a full head of hair. Yeah. Yeah. Great poll. Yeah, massive. Well,
My
great
mom.
poll numbers. Yeah. We're
Polls.
liberating the women of Iran by turning Tehran into something out of a fucking horror film and killing kids and bombing hospitals. But,
Okay,
hey.
can we drop it?
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. When we win, guys, every Iranian woman's going to have an OnlyFans, and Dash and Neku are not going to check them out. I will. Persian baddies are nice. I can't speak for Galaxy Red, but Persian baddies are nice. That's why the Iranians cover them up, because they don't want us getting jealous. Okay. So my future plans, folks: more videos, more shows. You got a taste of Sunday's show. It's going to be crazy, but the world is getting crazier. Let's just
All right.
hang on. And it's great to. Oh, before we wrap things up, Dash, it's great to see Furious Dan. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for the folks in the chat who we've been collectively ignoring throughout today's.
Well,
Today.
It's
show.
been kind of like a smaller show than normal, but yeah,
Yeah.
great to see you, Dan. Appreciate the support.
I want Furious Dan to run for Congress.
Oh man, I'd vote for it. Like, we need him in here in Jersey. We need him here. He
Can fist of shame. What's his name? What's the fat fucker's name? Chris
Chris
Christie,
Christie.
right?
Yes.
Only for Chris Christie to eat the fist.
I
You
think
saved
we
it till
already.
the end.
Oh man, you should see some of his Fist of Shame videos, Neku. You'd really like it.
Yeah,
Furious. Have Dan. You should put them in the meme section in the Discord so Neku could see the Fist of Shame videos.
Oh, and your
Exactly.
We'll
server?
report you.
Exactly. And then Neku can collaborate with Furious Dan, and then Furious Dan can do a fist of shame, and then Neku takes it and replaces the face with an
the
asshole.
fisting of-
Yeah. But it's great to see Hugo. I hope you're doing well. So many great people here. Check out next week's show. Hopefully we'll be having Lama Todd as a special guest. We appreciate you all. I'll hand it back to Dash to wrap up today's show.
Yep. Thank you all for your support. We'll see you all next Friday. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Hi, guys.